think last time I made a tractor video, it was also broken. I can't really remember. Maybe it was just maintenance. Well, either way, this time it's actually broken. Did you see that lower link? You see how it looks like that? Yeah, it's not actually supposed to look like that. I don't know if you knew that, but that's wrong. I got into a fight with a stump and my box blade, and well, the tractor lost. So today we're gonna fire this thing up and we're gonna go get these link arms off, measure them so we can get some new ones made, and see if I can get someone to weld one of these together as a temporary fix until the new ones come in. We're gonna try not to use the heating element. It should just start right up. Contact. We'll let this warm up for a bit. So there's crickets somewhere in the garage, and I'm not gonna go try to figure out where they are. So if you hear them, I'm sorry. I also have to listen to them. This one I'm assuming has been broke one time before, because there's a lot of extra weld and a plate on the bottom, and all the ones that I see as a replacement for this tractor online don't have these plates. So I believe in a past life, these may have been a 7/8. They're now 15/16. And we still gotta get a hammer and knock this out on that side. So what we're gonna do, since that came off easier than I thought, just put that on there a couple rounds. So when we whack it, if we ruin the threads, well, maybe they'll stay small enough to go through. I don't know. Wow, that fender is completely rotted away from the base. Didn't know that. Whatever. All right, cool. There we go. Link arm. This part looks okay. It's been booger welded a time or two in its life. Not gonna stay. Then we have one more bolt or nut up here, which is way larger than a 7/8. Well, I went back there and I looked, and I had a 1/16. And lo and behold, that's what size it is. And here's our broken link, or bent. But I don't think this plate here is factory. It looks like somebody added this and added this, because all the ones online don't show that. That's okay though, just as long as I can get a new one that fits. So I found one. These are a 32-inch category 1 lower links, which is pretty good. This is just standard equipment for all the early Ford and Fordson tractors. Something that's never worked since I bought the tractor years ago was this adjustable link arm riser. And while I was sitting here kind of aggravated that no local parts or tractor place has the stuff in stock that I need, I just decided, well, since I'm replacing all this stuff, I'm going to go ahead and heat this up, this gearbox in here, put a little heat to it, put a pipe around this and crank it. And if it breaks, I can't use the hitch right now anyway, so I'll just go ahead and order a new one of those. I can order this lower link through Agri Supply. There is a location near us. They don't have any for whatever reason, and it takes the same amount of time and costs a little bit more to get it in the store, whereas I can order it online, have it in 5 to 7 days, and it saves me a few bucks. And since I'm not in the biggest rush to fix this thing like today, we're going to do that. So if nothing else, we'll see you guys back in however long it takes to get a new set of lower links. Welcome back. My name is not Phil, but I am indeed from the future. Future me and Fordson 2000 are back again, still with no lower link on it, just like we left it all those months ago. It is wintertime now. It's about 28 degrees outside right now. And we have some upcoming weather this weekend where we could potentially see some more snow, icing, things like that. I tried to order that lower link like we mentioned online, but it just wasn't working. I kept getting the wrong one. This is a 32-inch center to center, and all of them you find online are 31 3/4, which is very close. I mean, it's 1/4 of an inch difference. But I was worried I'd have to order a pair of them, which I really need to do anyway because the little ball socket is wore out anyway on the rear end side of things. But that costs more money, and money is something I don't have a lot of. So what I ended up doing was I went down to the local Rural King and I just picked up one of their cheap the lower lift arms. It's 31 3/4 is what they claim. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it was like $40. It was on sale. I don't know why it was the only one in the store. I would have bought both of them if they had two. A few days ago, before the first ice storm that was coming through, I tried to start this thing up and put it in the barn, and I couldn't do it because the battery, it went dead before I could get it going. It was already like 35 degrees out that day. I glow plugged the hell out of it. I should have just gave her some of the Cosby sauce, but I didn't. So this charger, this really old Shure charger, has been running for like 2 days. So if it's not charged now, it's not gonna be. But it's a heck of a charger, let me tell you. If I can just get it to balance right there. There we go. Gonna leave it plugged up, prime the pump until it gets soft, like so. Key on. Oh, come on. There it goes. Well, it barely even dims the light now when you glow plug it. That's a good sign. I might go get some starting fluid just in case. I'm hoping now that the battery's good and hot, it's going to crank over a lot faster, and we won't have to worry about this. So I'm going to hold this for another minute and a half, and then we'll come back. And that's good to give it a fighting chance. Let the pressure off the hydraulic pump, shifter, neutral, fuel shut off. Give it a little bit of throttle, and here we go. It's just barely starting to smoke, but that thing's not cranking very fast. Let me get some starting fluid. Plenty. There it goes. Come on. It's skipping. It's only on. Nope. There. Almost. It's trying to pick up that third cylinder. There we go. See? That's all she wanted, a little bit of help. Now let's get it in the building. We're inside now, and per the rules of my life, the first time I went to actually use my cancer cannon over there this year, it decided not to work. The bearing had seized up on the engine or the electric motor. The motor on those doubles as the vacuum pump to draw fuel from the tank. So had to take all the covers off, beat the little fan till it spun, and then grease the bearings on it, soaked it in penetrating oil, and then let it dry out. Now it's running. It's not running quite at max ability because normally that nose cone, the whole thing will glow red. Right now just the edges are glowing. So I don't know if it's just because it's now like 21 degrees outside or what, if it's just too cold. I don't know. It is running, it's making heat. I went to the car. This is our new lift arm from Royal King. This is the one we're going to use. And in case you don't remember, there's the one that came off of it. You see how it's shaped like that? It's not supposed to be shaped like that. It's supposed to be shaped kind of like this. Now the ends on these are angled ever so slightly, as they should be. So it should be pretty straightforward. Just to mount it back up in here and connect the arm. And it actually, now that it's mounted, it looks like it's a little bit longer. It says it's 31 3/4. I didn't measure. And it could just be because of how wore out that bushing is in there. But it actually looks like it's longer. So if I do end up finding some money, I'll just go back and buy another one. It's not near as heavy duty looking as the OEM unit, but it's also not bent. So it's gotta work, right? Here's the blade that I want to use. It's kind of homemade. And there's a dirt clod on that side, but this joker's pretty stout. And it's got this real nice cutting edge that's been replaced on it. And this thing can swivel 360. So you can pull and dig, or you can turn it around this way and push backwards. But I've got to move some stuff over here. We got a little pile of firewood, burn barrel, and a lawnmower trailer in the way for me to get back up in here to hook to it. And it's also really dark. And our tractor's only got, I think, one working headlight now and no lights on the back. So I need to find a work light, I guess. Well, it took a little bit of doing, but I got the blade on it. It's not too far off level. It is a little bit lower now on this side. I cranked up our adjuster here as high up as it'll go, but it's still tilted a little. It's not the end of the world. With this blade on here, I just let it rub the road. The road's, screwed anyway, but the edge doesn't bust it up bad. So it hasn't done any damage in the last, 4 years that I've used it to plow the road. So I think it'll be okay. But this is what I was talking about. You can pull this pin when it's not stuck. I have to get a pair of pliers. So as I was saying, you can pull this pin out right here, and this joker rotates 360. And then you can adjust your pitch with the top link, get a nice grade on it. And then it's got 3 settings for the push. So if you want to angle it, so you can go up the road and just roll the banks over. You can do it that way or whatever. It has more settings on the pull side than it does the push. But this little pin does not, it falls down in there too far, because someone should have put some kind of washer or something around it. So I might go swap this out for something else now that I've got it out. Digging through my hoard of crap, I found this real nice collar that's got a set screw in it, but it's a hair too small to fit in there. I don't know if it's just rust that's jacking this thing out or what. If I was at work, I could run it through the cleaner and hit it with a wire wheel and maybe sand on it a little bit with a flap disc. But I'm at home, so I don't have hardly anything here. So as you can see, in my infinite wisdom, I taped a pin to it. So this would just keep it from falling down. What happens is it falls past the elbow, and then it's wedged in there crooked, and you can't pull the damn thing out. So this is going to prevent that. I'll show you. Look at that. It's not stupid if it works. I wish I had a welder. I could have just welded a big glob to it. And then I'd like to be able to weld this chain back on there so we don't lose the damn pin. But I mean, if that pin comes out, you're gonna know it. But that's all it's gotta do. Keeps it from coming out of place. It's a homemade junky thing anyway. But that's it. I gotta go get the golf cart. That's what I use for my lights, so I can see what I was doing. Put the golf cart back up, and I'm gonna go park this up in front of the camper, I think, out from underneath the trees. It's another day, and we're getting our wish. We got a little break in it right now. It's gonna start back up later. I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and make a pass on the road yet or not. It's mostly just like sleet coming down at the moment. A couple of the neighbors are scraping their driveway off by hand. We're gonna see if we can't give them a little help here. I already know it's not gonna crank without this, so. Taking his time warming up. She's a little angry. My line's a little crooked. I need to fix the level. So I got about 3/4 of the road done, and I went to turn around at the highway, and because I went all the way up, and then I got stuck in reverse. It won't come out of reverse, and it does this from time to time. The ball end of the shifters wore out, and I just haven't replaced it because it only does it a few times a year. And two, if you shift it easy, like slowly, it won't do it. But I was swinging gears up there. I was rowing through them. And I jammed her up. So I'm gonna pop this off, straighten it back up, put it back together. And she's earned her break now. I got the whole road all the way from the top all the way on down. And I'm just gonna let her sit here. She never did get hot or anything. She finally got up. Is that about 160 or so? I didn't have any more problems out of the shifter either. But I am going to call it here on this one. I thought I was going to end the video earlier, and I didn't. I'm ending it now. Thank you all for watching. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And Fortson Super Dexta earns her keep again. And hopefully, it won't break anything until it's time for her annual spring oil change. I also noticed when I took the shifter assembly off, the gear oil, hydraulic oil, whatever's in the case, is starting to look pretty milky, so we're gonna have to change that as well. But no big deal. I mean, she's working fine. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.